Hey guys, so here's the Fender I've been working on and practicing with and whatnot. For anyone who hasn't been following it, we sanded this whole thing down in 600. Took me a while to do that. I've been doing that for quite a minute. Got it finally refined out to 1,000, and then we just buffed it. No, I'm kidding. I got my hands on some guide coat right over there. Got some Indasa. Put the guide coat in 1,000 grit scratches because I had actually sanded a good portion of this with 1,000, but I just went ahead and re-thousanded it. After I guide coated 1,000 to hit it with 2K to refine it out, I finished it off with 2.5K. And in this area, in this middle section, I actually refined it out with 5,000. So the area I polished, we refined out to 5,000. So I have no idea how the rest of this is gonna act when we polish it. There is a part of me that kind of wants to be like, fuck it, just hit it all with 5,000. But honestly, I mean, we're not on a time limit or anything. We're just having fun with it. So we did burn through in a couple spots. I know somewhere in here I burned through, but I can't see it right now. And then right here, I was sanding 2K. We busted through there. Just wasn't working my edge right. But so far, this is what it's looking like. Which is, it's honestly insane how crisp that reflection is. I didn't expect it to be that, you know, just sharp and like, wow. I mean, that's wild. You know, we got some more work to do for sure. But our tool choice is this Hercules buffer. We're doing the 4-ply wool. Got another one here, SM Arnold wool. And my favorite compound, Pro Speed M100. Gang. I'm just gonna rip at it. See how it comes out. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know, I think this was OEM paint. I don't know for sure if this was resprayed or not. I didn't see anything that indicated to me that it would have been, but who really knows? I'm surprised that I've been able to do as much as I've done to this. So without further ado, man, I'm just gonna start getting to work and hopefully just filming it and letting you guys see what it comes out to. That's okay. Got the Oberg backing plate. If you guys can see that. Only reason I'm doing this is just because I want a little bit more flexibility on these edges here. Just to tell you what I'm seeing, the shine is back, the gloss is back, but as I'm looking at the reflection, I can actually start to see the striations that are there. I might swap my pad to the Rupes wool, we're gonna see, but I'm gonna use this just to fucking hammer out the hard part. gonna change my pad. And the reason being is I don't think I'm getting good contact on this inside curve. I think it's just too big. I mean, I'm kind of getting the contact there. I don't know if you can see it, but I seem to be hitting more here and here. I'm not working this the way I want it to. It's not bad, but I feel like if I decrease it, it might give me better luck. Unfortunately, I don't have the real wool pad that I would like to have here, which is my Oberg Thundercut, but I'll probably bring it out for the next time, because if I had that, that would be killer. But I'm gonna see how this Rupes wool does. It's not as aggressive, but maybe downsizing it will allow me to work in and out of this better. Battery. I mean, not really full, but still 4 bars on my charge. So we just buffed the spot out. It's looking better. You know, as far as the how should I say? It's looking better as far as like we don't have the ripples that we have. We didn't have the striations. Any of the sanding strikes. It's looking pretty defined now. Ideally, I would want like a tube light or something to where I can run that across and I can watch how the sand scratches look in that light. Because it's one thing that I have this, you know, Harbor Freight color match light to show me, you know, the scratches that the light will show, but it's another thing to have the tube light reveal if there's any spots. Like I can see striations here. Coming up into here though, they're pretty much gone. And I really should just say strikes, not striations. But it's shiny, but it looks, you know, attacked. But once I buff it out enough, it looks good. Now, oh, I think I got it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can see it now. That discoloration. Right there. So we just busted through a 3rd time on this. Why? Probably because we just removed too much material. It's on the higher spot, so if you look at the way the shape is, you look at where it burns through. It's right there. It's basically almost the highest part of that shape. So it makes sense that that's where we busted through and we just weren't careful. But this is why we're doing this, because I need to know, even though this is factory paint and there's no material on it technically, it's still a lesson in control, right? It's still a lesson in, hey, you know, where are your vulnerable spots? Because even on the factory paint, you know, what's still gonna go through first is, you know, your edges, your higher crowns, stuff like this, stuff like this. Like I'm gonna have to be careful there because of how it crowns. See if I can get it to show up on this raised edge. Something like this. You know, those are gonna be spots that are vulnerable because they're prone to losing the most amount of material when we're doing the sanding and buffing and whatnot. So I'm gonna continue to keep going and just see how it turns out. Scared I'm gonna burn through on this again. Oh, you're lying, dude. Dang it. That makes me upset because I feel like if it's already happened twice and it's not even been 30 minutes, I'm gonna have about a few more spots. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't think so negative. maybe it's because I'm thinking about burning through now that it got me. I'm getting all psyched up and shit. Ew. Where I flat. looking pretty good, man. I certainly don't think it's perfect, but hopefully y'all can see the hologram city going on, baby. Barefooting. Alright, so we're done with this for tonight. I've polished all in here for the most part. This might need a little bit of work. I know back here we need a little bit of work. All through here we worked a little bit. This is going to need some more work, but everything pretty much midsection is good. Toward that edge we're going to need more. You can kind of see in the light we got our hologram city going on, but we still got some scratches back here we need to address. Everything up here we might need to go over again, just real fast, nothing aggressive. It's already looking good. These sanding marks are going to need to be addressed, the inside of that, and then just the rest of that part right there, that up there. And I'm gonna let my 3-inch Milwaukee handle that. The 6-inch is a little big, and we already burnt through somewhere on that inside right there. It already burnt through, so I've burnt through 3 times on this panel now. No, 4 times. Kind of sucks. It's some L's and some W's, because honestly the W's that I feel like this is turning out really well. Like in person this actually looks sick, but you can probably see it on the camera too. Like it's just way more crisp than I imagined. Jeez, like, that's insane, dude. Oh man. But yeah, we just got mainly edge work, honestly. Edge work, going over that top bit, buffing that out, hitting edge work and whatnot. And then at least our first cut will be done. Hopefully we don't burn through any more spots, but if we do, we do. It's not like it's going on the car, you know, it's just practice. And then I'm going to try to finish it out with the rotary, because I don't have any cordless DAs and I don't have any electricity here. And I don't want to bring this away from here. I just want to challenge myself to try to finish this out with rotary. I know it's going to be a slight hologram even if I do, but like I said, it's just practice, it's just training. I just want to see what I can do with these limitations, and it's turning out well in my opinion. I'm pretty happy with where it's going, and hopefully the more we buff it, the better it looks. You know, so I'm
Looks like we might have some striations there. We need to work out a little better, but that's looking pretty flat.
Yeah. Anyways, that's today's buffing session with us, man. That's my update on this Fender and how it's going. And after I finish this, I'm just gonna fucking sand the whole thing in 180 and buff it out. So stay tuned for that. All right, so first update. Yeah. So we've already busted through a few times on this spot. So see if I can get it to appear for you guys clearly. Okay, so there's mistake number 1. Here's mistake number 2. And then here's mistake number 3. So I'm gonna leave most of this alone. At this point, there's gonna be scratches left in it, and it doesn't make sense to keep buffing it over and over again, because the more I buff, the more it's gonna open, and the more these spots are gonna start blowing through. I knew I blew through, and this is most likely the spot that I blew through in 2500. Why I blew through in 2500, let me wipe this. Why I blew through in 2500 probably has a lot to do with just oversanding, honestly. And I know that even though I used guide coat on 1000 and 2000 to refine out, you know, which probably helped me from not oversanding, I think even still, probably when I was first cutting this in 6, I could have oversanded, leading to my breakthrough in 2500. Or I remember, I mean, I just kept sanding in 2500 because I don't know, something in the sand scratch just wouldn't look right to me. So I'd be like, oh, well, I'm gonna go over it again. You know what, that doesn't look good. That might be a dig in. Let me go again. Yeah, let me go again.
It sucks too because it didn't look like it was buffing out half bad. But, you know, just so is that there's not enough material there anymore to really do stuff. So I'm not gonna mess with that. So when I buff this whole thing out, I'm just gonna let that spot be that spot, which sucks because that was gonna be my big challenge. I'm happy that I've got most of that to where I want it, but it sucks because this was also a really big challenge that I wanted to overcome. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to the edge work, but I just wanted to give you guys that update. I don't even think I'm like 10 minutes into this, man, and I blew through again. So it is what it is. That's why we're practicing, because we need to get better. And again, it's just studying where you blow through, studying where your mistakes are and why they're there, and what you can do to fix them. You know. So with that said, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna hopefully do a little better. Be back. All right, so I didn't record any of my final polishing, but here's what the panel's looking like from, you know, 4 feet back, after knocking out some of the polishing. So you can see I still have some sand scratches on that bottom edge there. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but you can kind of see how they're still marring, like it's not a completely clean surface. There's still very, very fine scratches from the rotary polishing, whether it was my second step. First step was wool, second step was a yellow foam with a compound. And that scratch is already there. And that's kind of what we're looking at as far as gloss and color goes. But burn spot. We'd probably have to go back and sand it a little more. Maybe even like from 1000. I don't know. Maybe even just a quick DA, sand with 3000, buff it out. Maybe if I just hit it with microfiber, it'd look better. I don't know. There's like a lot of questions and a lot of things that I could try, but I also know that we have so little material that at this point, whatever I try to do, it's probably better if I just repaint it.
and actually put the kind of build I would want on it to do what I would want and experiment with it as much as I want. Because like I said, we've busted through I think like 6 times, and this is factory, so this is what it's come out to. It's not perfect, it's really not, but it's not terrible. You know, I mean, we all know what terrible looks like. You know, if it was truly terrible, it'd look hacked on. And I don't believe that my work looks like this. Looks like it's been hacked on. It doesn't, you know, it's not like fucking sand scratches or unrefined, slashed across the whole thing. Honestly, I think the clarity's good. I think the color's good. I think the fucking depth is good. I think the reflection's good. But there's just little things like, you know, leftover striations that are so tiny that like you really have to look for it. But I know if I put this under some tubular lights, they'd probably stand out a little easier, which I don't have at the storage. The finish could just be better, and you know, just leftover sand scratches in areas that I just didn't buff out well enough. But overall, I don't think it's bad. I mean, it definitely looks good. I mean, and I think most people, if they saw this in person, especially with how it looked before, and it didn't look terrible before, but I think we definitely, I, I definitely think we elevated it. I do believe that, but I don't think that we elevated it to that level of perfection that I think is possible for this panel. I just don't know, you know. So it's one of those things, man. One of those things. So that's this Fender Colorado. I probably won't do any more sanding or polishing on it. The next thing I'm probably gonna do with this is just use it as a panel to practice paint prepping with. Probably just fucking resand the whole thing down and, you know, reshoot it.